Good morning, TikTok and Instagram. It's TD here, 6:28 on Saturday morning. Yeah, why is it? I posted yesterday when I saw something about. Oh, actually, a lady watched my video, and she sent me some information. I wish I would have got her name, y'all. I'm sorry, I can't even remember which video. But she was talking about Senator Kevin Kramer out of one of them Dakotas. And so she was saying that why isn't anybody, no, my daughter told me that. She said, why isn't anybody talking about him and his son getting 38 years in prison? He got sentenced last week. I did see that on the news, but I really didn't think anything about it, y'all. Y'all, it was so cold in my little tiny house last night, but look at my new fluffy pajamas. They from Amazon. They were $20. Now they was hot, so I had to turn some heat down because they so hot. But anyway, I digress. And so she was saying why anybody talking about him. I started looking him up. This fella, this guy, this senator had the unmitigated gall to be one of the main ones calling for Hunter Biden to go to prison, even though he knew that Hunter had a drug addiction and was doing silly stuff because of his drug addiction, because Hunter's a very smart man. But that drug addiction made him do some very, very dumb things. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking because it's going to be freezing here in Tennessee tonight, tomorrow, the next 4 days. And we're going to start getting freezing rains this evening. So I got to go get some wood for my main house, for my wood burning stove, some more propane for my tiny house whilst I rent out my main house to my sons. It's a video about that, about how I ended up in a tiny house. But I didn't want to put them out when I came back. And so, but anyway, so I got to go get ready. We got to winterize around here, honey. But anyway, and so this guy was sitting around talking about putting Hunter in prison because of his drug use. When the whole time, he knew that his son was getting high. You know good and well that this guy, 61, did not know that his 38-year-old son had a drug addiction. You know he didn't, that he knew it. But yet, he had the nerve to want Hunter to go to prison for what, showing his penis and buying a gun when he said he wasn't high. He probably wasn't high at the time he bought the gun and didn't even keep it but a day. So he dragged him through the mud so he could humiliate Joe Biden. I always felt like those Republicans wanted to destroy Joe Biden, and they thought they could use his last remaining son to do it, and maybe he would have some type of medical emergency that would take him out. But they didn't realize how strong Joe is, honey. He's a tough piece of leather. He's a tough piece of leather. But this Senator Kramer, on the other hand, had posted all of Hunter's information. When I be looking over there, y'all, the TV is over there. He had posted all of Hunter's information all over his page, all over his Facebook page and everything. So my thing is, why aren't you posting your son's information? Now, I am sorry from somebody that has a family of people with addiction and stuff. I know it's hard as a family member to watch it. So I'm sorry that his son is suffering through that. I'm even more sorry that his son was running and ended up unaliving a state trooper because he ran into him, you know, and unalived him. I truly feel like he didn't do that on purpose, but because he was under the influence of whatever he was under the influence of, this man now has 38 years. And it's going to be rough for him in prison, especially with that addiction, because it's a lot of drugs in the penitentiary, especially in Tennessee. It's a lot of drugs in the penitentiary. They get in by every means, officers, family members, everything. But my main thing was, instead of Senator Kramer trying to work towards what can we do about all this addiction, you know, over half of America's addicted to some type of illegal substance. And instead of him working to say, what can I do about this addiction? What can we do, Joe Biden, to make it better? Because we share the fact that our sons get high. This guy kept it quiet and kept walking into the Capitol like his poop didn't stink. That's some nerve, y'all. That's some nerve. That's why I tell y'all all the times, these millionaires and billionaires are not like us. They'll sell out their own children. They're not like us. Let's stay woke. Let's get it out the mud. Eyes wide open. And this is the have-nots against the haves. And the have-nots shall win, because the meek shall inherit the earth. Y'all have a good one. And this is our revolution. Welcome to it. Bye, y'all.